Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Ederson's medical schedule, and details of Mateus Fernandes' transfer to Manchester United. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Ederson's medical scheduled. Manchester United are reportedly on the verge of announcing their first signing of the summer transfer window after reaching a verbal agreement to bring in Atalanta midfielder Ederson for a transfer fee of £39 million. Although it was initially planned that Ederson would not undergo his medical in Manchester until next month after his holidays had finished, Manchester United have chosen to move quickly to sort out all the transfer formalities. The 26-year-old Brazilian midfielder is scheduled to have his medical in New York. This transfer process has been deliberately speeded up by the Red Devils to make the most of the player's presence in North America with the Brazil national team for the World Cup, after he was called up late to replace the injured Wesley. If the medical goes smoothly, Ederson is expected to sign the necessary contract papers straight away. Given that Brazil's next match against Haiti is still a few days off, the United management are even said to be trying to get permission to do the official photo shoot and interview with the player right there in New York, meaning the official public announcement is now just a matter of time. Speculation suggests he could be handed a classic central midfield shirt or perhaps retain the same number he has been wearing so successfully in Italy. So, which squad number do you think would suit him best at Old Trafford? Price, wages, and contract for Mateus Fernandes to join Man United. Following the confirmed departure of Casemiro, who has left on a free transfer, alongside United pulling out of the race for Elliot Anderson due to an excessively high asking price, the Red Devils management has now set a new priority target. That name is Mateus Fernandes, a highly promising young midfielder belonging to West Ham United, who is now right on the threshold of Old Trafford. Manchester United are currently leading the race to secure the signature of the 21-year-old Portuguese player. Intensive initial approaches have already been made by the club. Casemiro's departure leaves a massive hole in the middle of the pitch. Mateus Fernandes is judged to possess a highly rare profile. He is strong in defensive duels, yet boasts excellent vision, composure, and superb ball distribution typical of a modern Portuguese midfielder. He is the type of all-round midfielder desperately needed to bring Michael Carrick's tactics to life. This bold move also enjoys the full backing of the manager, Michael Carrick, who views Mateus Fernandes as the missing piece to perfect his tactical blueprint at Carrington. The dynamic characteristics of Fernandes' play are seen as a perfect fit for moving the ball from the backline to the attacking line with quick and tidy transitions. Under Carrick's guidance, the young Portuguese player is projected not only to be the long-term successor to Casemiro, but also a central pillar in the squad rejuvenation project currently being driven forward by the new management. Technical director Jason Wilcox is also someone who thoroughly understands Mateus's quality. Wilcox was the man responsible for bringing Mateus to Southampton. As the club's head of recruitment, Wilcox was the key figure who identified Fernandes' talent, led negotiations with Sporting Lisbon, and finalized a permanent transfer worth around £15 million in August 2024. The management is also committed to ending the era of buying aging star players on astronomical wages. Mateus Fernandes is only 21 years old, hungry for trophies, and possesses very high potential resale value in the future. These negotiations are slightly helped by the situation of West Ham United, who have been relegated to the Championship. The Hammers must raise over £100 million in fresh funds this summer to balance their financial books, causing their bargaining position to soften. West Ham initially set a firm price tag of between £80 million and £85 million. However, recent reports suggest that in order to speed up the sale, they are ready to lower their demands. Manchester United are preparing to launch an opening bid, and it is believed a deal could be reached at around £70 million. The softening stance from the East London outfit was swiftly capitalized on by Manchester United scouting and financial teams. They are reportedly drawing up an attractive payment structure, including several performance-related bonuses to reach that compromise figure without instantly draining the main transfer budget. The deal, which is getting closer to reality, is predicted to be finalized before the pre-season tour begins, giving Fernandes ample time to adapt to his new surroundings. From the player's perspective, personal terms will not face any hurdles. While still playing in the Premier League, Mateus received a wage of £70,000 per week. Due to West Ham's relegation clause, his pay was automatically slashed by 50% to just £35,000 per week. This situation ensures that his demands for a wage increase later on will certainly be very friendly toward the strict new wage cap structure being tightly enforced by Manchester United. Mateus is reported to be offered a 5-year main contract with a 1-year extension option. Signing Mateus for 5 years plus an option to extend ensures his market value remains well protected in the future. Under financial fair play or profit and sustainability rules, a maximum contract duration of 5 years is the standard limit that is most beneficial for a club to spread the financial burden of a £70 million to £80 million transfer fee across the club's annual accounts. Even though European giants like Real Madrid, who are now once again managed by Jose Mourinho and PSG, are also monitoring the situation, Mateus Fernandes has reportedly set his heart firmly on Old Trafford as his ultimate dream destination. The arrival of Mateus Fernandes is not merely a panic buy to patch up Casemiro's departure, but rather a firm statement that the Red Devils are ready to start a new, smarter, and more visionary era under the leadership of Michael Carrick. If everything goes according to plan, the faithful at the Theatre of Dreams will seemingly not have to wait much longer to see their new midfield powerhouse holding up the proud red shirt. United set to slash financial burden of Amorim's remaining contract. Manchester United look highly likely to shave a rather hefty sum off their financial outgoings in the very near future. The English football giants are reportedly in line to claw back a portion of the compensation package previously set aside for their former manager, Ruben Amorim. This welcome boost for the Red Devils' coffers comes on the back of reports that the Portuguese boss is now being seriously courted by Italian heavyweights, Milan. According to the club's official internal financial accounts released back in February, Manchester United were facing a sizable financial hit following the manager's dismissal. The Old Trafford brass had put aside a specific provision of £15.9 million. This eye-watering sum was earmarked for severance pay and to settle the contracts owed to Ruben Amorim and the coaching staff who were shown the door alongside him. The £15.9 million figure noted in the financial report actually represents the absolute maximum or upper limit that the club could be forced to shell out. However, according to sources inside the club who preferred to keep their names out of it, that number is flexible and could well come down. The total compensation is guaranteed to be adjusted in United's favour if Amorim officially lands a new job at another club before his original contract is due to run out. At this moment in time, the 41-year-old is said to be the front-runner on the shortlist for the new managerial vacancy being drawn up by the Milan board. Amorim is seen as a perfect fit to take the reins of the Rossoneri squad for their domestic and European campaigns next season. While this interest is now common knowledge among football fans, the talks and contract agreements between the two parties are still not completely finalized. Reacting to the fast-growing media speculation about this potential budget saving, Manchester United have chosen to tread very carefully. The Red Devils management officially declined to comment further or offer any guesswork to the public. They made it clear that any talk regarding cuts to the compensation package is far too premature, while Milan have not made an official announcement. Ruben Amorim himself was forced out of the hot seat at the Theatre of Dreams after weathering a very tough and high-pressure 14-month spell in charge. His time in Manchester was a rollercoaster ride of ups and downs, which ultimately led to the club's board losing patience. One of the most critical moments that hurried along his sacking was a painful defeat to fellow English side Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League final back in May 2025. Following a string of poor results that led to Amorim being sacked in January, the United board moved swiftly to put Michael Carrick in temporary charge. The legendary former Red Devils midfielder immediately took on the heavy burden of steadying the ship in a dressing room that had grown rather tense. Under Carrick's stewardship, the form of Bruno Fernandes and his teammates gradually began to show a very positive and steady improvement week in, week out. Thanks to Carrick's steady hand and impressive leadership during that transition period, the Manchester United hierarchy did not hesitate to hand him the job on a permanent basis. Carrick managed to silence the doubters by proving his worth as a sharp tactician on the touchline. The full backing of the club's board was repaid in full with a steady run of team form right up to the business end of the season. To cap off the season in style, Michael Carrick successfully guided Manchester United to a third-place finish in the final Premier League table. This brilliant achievement not only restored the club's pride on the domestic stage but also secured a precious spot back in the Champions League. This success marks the start of a bright new era at Old Trafford, even as they sort out the lingering financial loose ends with Ruben Amorim. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.